Good morning, guys. This is Angel bringing you another video, another update. This is for the month of October 2019. The time right now is probably about 11 o'clock in the morning. It's on a Sunday, very quiet. As you can see, there is a lot of work to be done around this house. See that shovel right there? Oh, that's going to be my best friend today. As you can see, I've already took down the tomato plants, some of the peppers, and some of the cucumber plants that were planted along this wall right here. And I've done the same thing on the other side, on the east side of my house. Um, Reason why I do that is because there's no point on just letting those bushes grow really tall. They're not really producing any more tomatoes or peppers anymore. So it's time to take them down. And not only that, but you have to make sure that your garden looks clean. You don't want to get in troubles with your neighbors. On the right here along the wall is where I have all my kale, the dinosaur kale. I've already transplanted, believe it or not, a good amount of kale plants, seedlings, all over the yard, and I still have that much. So a lot of that is gonna have to go to waste. If you live nearby, stop by and pick up some kale seedlings, no problem, for free. All right, so let's see what we got on the other side. So this is the other side of the yard. It's on the east side of my house, and this is how it looks like. This is where I had all my most of my large tomatoes, which, by the way, they didn't do that great this year. So this year, see all the mulch, all those dead plants that you see on the raised bed. I'm gonna leave them there just to rot because I think the that's how I amend my soil by doing that. And I'm just gonna keep on adding water for the next 6 7 months until spring comes around. And I'm just gonna go to Lowe's and just add more fresh soil, topsoil, and I'm gonna top it off, and it's gonna go on top of that of those dead plants, and that should do it. Um, I've done the same thing on my trees, as I always do at the end of the season. That's where I dump all my dead plants, and that again is gonna be next year nutrients for my nectarine, for my peach and my plum trees that are planted side by side. As you can see, this both trees, they did great this year. No complaints. Very happy, and I'm looking forward to see more production next year because it just gets better by the day, by the year. I have red Russian kale planted on the base of these on both trees, but they're not doing that great. I don't know, maybe what because it was old seed, 4-year-old seed that I've been saving, and I guess that's what the problem is. Thank you for watching, guys. Once again, this is an update video, month of August 2019, on a Sunday. I really hope you enjoy my videos. If you have any suggestions, any comments, please drop them on the comment section below. I want to give a shout out to all my followers that keep watching my videos. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my knowledge, because I don't know very much. I just learn as I go, as you can see. I had some failures this year, and so many of them, it's very hard to mention. But if you watch my previous videos, you are going to see that I never made update videos on some of the stuff that I was growing, and that is because they did not do that great. and one of them was my chayote squash, the Italian squash, my zucchini, and some other plants. I think that one of the failures I had was this particular raised bed right here that I filled it up with cheap um, uh, soil, and because I added 80% of steer manure. Yes, it sat there for almost 6 months before I decided to plant on steer manure, but all you get, so you know, is lots of leaves, lots of green, and I think it's because steer manure is rich on in nitrogen, and that's exactly what nitrogen does. It just gives you lots of greens, but not much fruit. It did okay, but it could have been better. I'm not gonna do this again. Next time, I'm just not gonna use steer manure. Period. I'm not gonna go cheap anymore. Look at this thing. It's struggling to grow. I planted a seed. I planted these radish seeds, man, about 5 weeks ago, and this is all I get. But lots of green. See, no bueno. This is the French breakfast radishes. Delicious, nonetheless. No complaints. But I'm just complaining about the soil. Anyway, so this is one of my failures this year. Now I know what to do. Very soon I'm gonna be going to Lowe's or Home Depot, pick up more soil, premium soil this time, and it's gonna be a different story next year. Oh, check out my hat, my cowboy hat. Anyways, so once again, chop and drop. There's still a lot more mulch that I'm gonna be collecting from all these plants that you see, and everything is gonna end up at the base of each one of my trees. I'm growing here more seedlings. This is the kohlrabi, the red and the white type. They're gonna be transplanted very soon. As you can see, guys, I'm cheap. I don't buy any plants, any seedlings from Lowe's or Home Depot. I grow my own. I don't even buy the seed anymore. I just keep saving it year after year. Passion fruit vine. This is just a baby passion fruit vine that is struggling, which I'm not surprised. I live in a desert. But this little plant is gonna go inside my house very soon. The other one is already nice and comfy inside the house, and it's still producing flowers even inside the house. I really hope to harvest some sugar snaps before the season is over, before our first frost. And check this out. Sugar snaps are already putting out flowers, as you can see. So yes, I will be eating some nice sugar snap peas before the frost kills it. This is what you see in front of you is arugula. Nasty. I don't like it. It's there quiet by accident. I thought I was growing Swiss chard when I saw the seedlings, but no. It's my nemesis, I call it, because I don't like arugula. So I just use it as mulch for my plants. As you can see, I still have flowers all around the house. These guys are gonna be here until our first frost, which is gonna take place maybe in the next 3 weeks or so. But I still get to enjoy them. Cactus, I've been eating some cactus, fried them with eggs and whatnot. I had some onions. I have never had cactus in my life, but when you start seeing shoots coming out of the big leaves right here, or whatever they call them, cactus, just cut them, clean them, really well, wash them and fry them with eggs and onion and peppers, and they are so delicious. They almost taste like green beans. This raised bed, I already turned off the sprinklers because there's no point. They're not really producing very much. A lot of those peppers, they still have some peppers on them, but I'm just letting them ripen, eat them. But I'm really not wasting any more water on these plants. They are done for this year. Let's see what else we got on the other side. I still have some eggplants. As you can see, beautiful black beauty, I call them, eggplants. These plants, they produce lots of eggplants, very large, by the way. I already saved a seed for next year, which I'm gonna be growing them again, but I really don't eat them. I really don't see the point on growing vegetables like that I don't eat, but I just do it because of the, I don't know, they're just so beautiful. I really like how they put a different color on my garden. That's why I do it. But next year I'm just gonna grow maybe 1 or 2 plants. I'm not gonna go too crazy because they use 2 plants alone. They took up too much space, and they invaded my Anaheim peppers and some other peppers that I'm growing. This was another failure that I had this year. The peppers, I don't know if you remember my previous videos where I planted peppers and they never grew. Look at this. They remained very short, and because of that, that affected the production. Next year, the mistake that I made is that I didn't remove the flowers when the plants were young. Nope, no sir. Next year, I'm just gonna let them concentrate on the roots rather than putting out flowers when the plants were too young. See, more chop and drop. Gonna be adding more mulch, more waste, organic waste onto this raised bed, and produce more organic matter. Carolina Reapers are coming to an end. At the beginning, I was thinking on moving these plants inside the house, but it's not gonna be the case anymore because I don't see that many flowers on these plants anymore. So they're just gonna take up too much space inside the house. Rather, I'm just gonna remove the remaining peppers, and I'm just gonna let the plants die, and again start fresh next year. So this is what I have for you guys. Not the best video, but it is what it is. It is October. Everything is starting to die, so it's not my favorite season of the year, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna still keep uploading updates every month, but of my cold hardy plants, but it's not gonna be as much as when it's nice and warm and still summertime. But I'm gonna keep on bringing you guys some very short videos. This is another tire raised bed where I'm growing more radishes. As you can see, this type of soil is good because the plant it didn't produce too much green, but yet look at this big example, right? Big example. See how tiny this plant is, but yet it has a fruit. This is how it's supposed to be. The other side, more green and almost no fruit at all, and that's because of too much nitrogen. More radishes, cold hardy plants. This is Swiss chard. It's starting to come up. As you can see, I've been cleaning the yard because I don't want to get in trouble with the neighbors. You want to make sure everything looks clean. My neighbor is still growing the sugar cane. Every year those canes are getting thicker and thicker, and they are getting used to the climate up here in Lancaster. This is where I have transplanted lots of seedlings that I started a month ago. The dinosaur kale, and also the white Vienna and red. Man, I keep forgetting the name. Kohlrabi. I'm sorry. Kohlrabi. Carrots to the right, and the center, the dinosaur kale. All right, let's see what we have on the other side. Here's my chipiling. As you can see, I'm gonna be harvesting my chipiling finally, and I'm gonna make me some tamales this weekend, this following weekend. I'm gonna invite some sisters, and they are gonna help me prepare some nice chipiling tamales. They're gonna be so delicious. As you can see, my strawberries, they have taken over this entire raised bed. I started with 12 plants, I believe it was. I think 12, 14 plants only. I planted them in this area and all along the side of the other side of the bed. But now look at this. They made it all the way across the raised bed, towards the center, to the side, and all the way to this side right here. Look at this. The whole raised bed is filled with strawberry plants. And as you can, as I mentioned on my previous videos, when I first started to notice flowers on the plants, I removed them, and here is the result. When you remove them, the plant starts producing shoots, runners they call them. Look at this. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4 runners on one single vine. Another runner right here, and every runner becomes a whole new strawberry plant. As long as you leave the umbilical cord, I call it. As long as you leave it attached to the plant, do not cut it, because you're gonna kill the runners. You need to leave them attached to the to this vine right here, to this umbilical cord, and just let them root out, and that way they can become another plant. At least that's the way I do it. This is the first time I'm gonna be growing strawberries in this house, so we'll see how it goes. This is the front side of the house that really needs some attention. This is where I'm gonna be focusing most of my energy today on a Sunday, on my only day off. I'm gonna be working really hard on this side of the yard and clear it. As you see, I already started in the background. I'm gonna be removing most of the plants, including this Italian basil, all the zinnias, all the dead tomato plants. They're not producing, so I don't feel bad. As you can see, I'm already started my garlic for the next year. Garlic it's been in that little pot for about, I think 5 weeks, so it's already looking really good. See, lots of cleaning to do. Okay, I don't mind it. And I'm gonna end this video, guys. Well, thank you, saying thank you very much for watching all my videos. They are educational videos, I call them. If you have any questions, any suggestions for me, please drop them in the comment section below. And I want to give a shout out to John Collar, um, the vegan athlete, if he's still around. Also, all of you gardeners out there, encouraging you to keep on growing and to also keep uploading videos. Lately, I've noticed that